Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included on hard mode, and I've been slowly transforming this base to be a little bit cooler, at least in the living area, and I'm trying to get all achievements. I've been slowly also adding a number of features to the base, one of which, last time, was an experimental farm. So essentially, I've got a radioactive area growing some stuff, sleet wheat at the moment, and I set up over here a botanical analyzer. I think one of the things I also did is get another gold volcano covered here so I can output a little bit of gold, a little bit of heat from this setup. Let's verify if we've got, oh, shoot, cooling system not fully making it around. Let's do that. Come back to that to verify that's the case. Before I get into what I want to do today, I noticed that Mott mentioned that the water line is going into here. Okay, yeah. Let me explain my thoughts. I do notice one thing that's potentially could be a problem. This guy right here. I don't want water to go along this. This is meant to be just for brine, just to prevent water from breaking the pipes there. But yeah, this isn't being used at the moment, but it's a backup in case we ever don't need it. So maybe it's really not necessary, actually, now that I look at it. More and more polluted water piling up over here. I'm thinking not necessarily today. I may or may not. But there's a copper volcano I'd like to tame, but I don't think that's going to be today's goal. Today's goal is to get to the top of the base and build a telescope. Similar to what Explorer has done over on this asteroid. So Explorer has a little asteroid or a little telescope for them to be able to use. I'd like probably be able to do more than that, but I also want to make it very efficient for dupes to be able to get to the top. Yes, they have biologists or like biologists showing off their jet suits. I'm wondering if I bring up tubes and get them to put on a set of jet suits before they go out in space, just to save some time. So I'm going to do a little planning, and we'll start with our first tube line on this space. So I have decided before I create a tube that goes from here up to here, we're going to do a little bit of renovations. First of all, we're going to be taking down this stable here since I've got lots of pip stables. I don't think I need it, and it's kind of in a central, in the way area. So taking this down would be nice. Wrangle this guy. We'll extend our ladder down. And I'd like to make sure that I've got a nature reserve that's along the main artery. So similar to that, I'm going to put that along here. And I'll need to divot to the side at some point because I can only take a maximum of, I think it's 120 tiles for nature reserve. So maybe we'll go up to here, divot to the side. I've chose this location for the actual nature reserve itself. So we've got to get some doors made in here. There and there to make that happen. Speed things up just a little bit. Connect that in. We should have plenty of plastic thanks to these little blue guys over here. Might tear down part of the farm. How are we with calories? 1.2 million. I don't know if I've got to give these guys a little bit more time to warm up, but we're still limited on meat. By no means am I worried about food right now, but if I want to expand, that's kind of what's on my mind. While these guys are doing that, Explorer is going to be looking out at Telescope. We'll see if they've found anything so far. Does not look like anything of super interest at the moment. But I'm also going to prepare more tiles over here for more Saturn critter traps, so we can get more hydrogen. Once we start to need more power, that will be very useful. How about we focus on this little section, just so that I can get this done. Actually, I should be doing that one a little differently. So I want, and hold on, whoa. I want 3 tiles there. And I will want another one. I'll need to go 3. I'll want another one right here. There already is a plant. I don't think that's going to work, but I could rip it up. And we'll just keep that as a dirt tile. So we'll need to be able to need to wait for all these tiles to go in. Get the trick to work to make a natural tile. Take that out. Take that out. And there's no dupes as long as... Oh, hold on. What's going on? High stress. What has been getting you? Oh, I bet. I've been giving them probably too much skill. Let's go down. Speaking of skill. Yeah, okay, that's the issue here. Let's go get Explorer to be a little more dumb, but let some of the other dupes, biologists. Oh, okay, this is nice. I've got another dupe that can help out with critter ranching. That might actually help quite a bit. Exosuit training, weight. So let's give you maybe better construction there. Artist, baker, leave you alone. Builders. Okay, carpenter. Maybe another dupe that can do demolition. Don't want to push too much, otherwise I risk a little bit of stress. Exosuit training, certainly for a farmer. Mechanic, let's give you a little bit of strength before I work on your construction. Could possibly give some to miner, but I think I'll just keep them as they are. We want our plumber. Might as well get another mech eng. And that may be demolition. Okay. These guys consuming some metal, working on that achievement down the hatch. And we'll have to put a pip in here temporarily even. Just to get some stuff planted for us for our nature reserve. And I'm setting up this new area over here for the... I'm going to keep this stable because it has a number of trees anyways. I think it is... It's oddly shaped, but it does have 96 tiles and a number of trees. Okay, see many dupes. Well, of course they go back and forth from this location all the time because they have to go get their food all the time. Still have not done anything with gas. Refresh that. Refresh that. This guy. Maybe that's something I'll do once a mountain. Once I've got a telescope. We'll do a gas thing. I'm hoping that's going to be today. If not, probably going to be the first thing next time. Okay, take that guy out. Trap door there just to keep it pip in here. Need to rip that up for now. And I guess I have to decide, do I care what actually gets... Oh, some plant husks. That has to be farmer with their skill on that. Alright, let's do some planting. So I've decided to put some blossom seeds in here. I'm going to need light if I want those to grow. Figure if I'm going to be ripping some of this down, might be nice to produce a little bit of food. And at the same time, support nature reserve. I'm going to put in some doors along this way. Down here, I'm going to block this off. We're going to move to the left. And I think I've got, I'm going to go down this way, pivot to that side, but I've got a transformer that's in the way. So what I've done is I just looked around and see that that's connecting to this line here. Gotta clean up my lines at some point. But for now, let's just get rid of that transformer. So I can extend down like this. Maybe make a priority to get that done. We've got our pips in here. So they should be planting as long as I don't have any plant. I'm pretty sure these guys are far enough away. Maybe you should avoid that construction until those pips are done with their planting. Okay, let's see. What I want to do is connect this, disconnect, disconnect. Get this guy to be connected. And then go over here and then disconnect this to verify that I actually got the right one. Oh, I did not. Whoops. Okay. All right. So hold on. You are connecting up to there. I could just get rid of that one nonetheless. So that means this guy is outputting for 2. So you're technically no longer need it, at least for there. And what I can do is just bring that in like that, I think. Take that out. Get rid of that. And we can start to extend a fire pole down like that. Take a random item, rare seeds. Nothing seems like it has been planted so far. Maximum stress. Over here, any ruptures to the ceiling? I think we're good. Okay, so let's go back to explore. Let's at least give them some basics up astronomy so they can look at the stars. Give them a little bit of strength. Construction, they've got to get... yeah, want them to be able to, since they're the only dupe, want them to be able to dig through anything. Keep going here. I want to rip this whole thing down. Just focus on the buildings. Actually, this was not intended, but look how nicely that fire pole lines up. Though what doesn't is this water in here. So we're going to think about, do I want to let that just fall and mop it up? That might just be the easiest, actually. Continue to extend that down right to the bottom. I'm wondering if... Oh, I haven't brought the seeds in at high enough priority. That's what's going on. They don't have any seeds to plant. Get rid of that. So liking the fact that there's more a direct route right to the food source. And we don't have the eating area anymore, so let's put that back in. There we go. First bristle blossom in. Get that up to there. Okay, so that should make it a little bit easier to get around. Let's just put that in place. Take that out. This was technically a power plant. I don't know that I really need that since I've got this set up over here, but I think I'm just going to keep it. All right, we've got 2 in the ground. Good work, Bips. And what I might do is just strategically put a carpeted tile right here. Actually, maybe right there too, when the dupes go back and forth in that location. Max stress. So we're at 61% stress. I think that should start going down. We'll keep an eye on Explorer. All right, I think it is time to move on, possibly, to the next spot, which is identifying a place to create transit tube access. I want that to be close enough down, maybe down in this area, but I don't want the dupes to have to go all the way up here and then get on the tube. I want them to be in a central area, so I'm going to plan that out now. We're going to carry on with just a little bit more renovation. We're going to move the party phone over to this little section. And also realizing I've got a lot of gold. No surprise since I've got this volcano and Explorer's volcano all wrapped up and outputting gold for us. So we'll start to use that. Putting that down here. So this is where the dupes are going to run into. Gonna put a carpeted tile so they access that on their toes briefly before they go out. And at a higher priority, I'm going to upgrade our barracks, doing that higher priority just to minimize the down or the outage of essentially the barracks. I guess I did do that higher. Oh no, I did not. Whoops. Okay, let me do that. Most of the gold should be coming in. I think I'm still dropping stuff off. Oh. Oh, okay. I did not notice that. This was a mistake. I'm dropping stuff off right here. And dupes will have to fly out to get it. This was not the right way to do this. Okay, so how about we do this instead? And then have stuff dropped off here so that dupes can grab it. In fact, make it even more convenient. But we at least take it to, say, this location. In which case, we don't really need to crack into that, do we? It's fine. And we'll output that there. That might be a little bit more efficient for taking stuff in. Let's check this project. Upping the gold. Okay, very attractive area to sleep in. Some more gold tiles needed in here. And we have, okay, nice. Let's verify we've got our 4 plants in place. We're going to put a door right there. Get rid of that door, and let's see if this, sometimes I tend to make this too big. We'll see if I made that mistake or not. I did. Oh, but wait. Oh, I think we just need to wait for that door. Nice. Okay. So, another nature reserve down that central area. That's good. And I think we are ready now for our tubes. Okay, tubes are a little challenging to plan for. I don't think this exact plan is going to work. And the reason for it is I did not take into account with the fact that you actually can't have plants and tubes in the same spot. I knew buildings would get in the way. But yeah, my plan was to go through the stables up like this, and that's not looking like it's going to happen. So I'm going to cancel that, Still do this little bit of decoration here. Do that. I'll look into, what's that line? Oh, that's our heating line for over there. Okay, while the dupes are putting in some of those tiles, let's just make sure that I've got everything set up over here for these pips. Do that. Disconnect this, and this isn't technically an old line. So we can get rid of that. In fact, I think we can get rid of all that because that's an old farm line down there. What else? Bit of a mop up. That spill is continuing down there. Need to specify, you know what, maybe easiest thing to do is just take the same settings that I've got here. Copy that there. Just notice that we don't have power on that guy, so that's an easy one. And let me just hit settings from here. Into there. And it's not the only thing that needs power, is it? Connect into that as well, I guess. Do that. Rewrite that little section. So I think that should take care of these little guys. So we still have our stable over on that side. A little piece of water. Let's go check on Explore. 50% stress, so going down at least. Trying to get them to... Oh, there's some carbon monoxide that's probably going to get stuck here. What I might do is just dig underneath a little bit more. Now what I've got to decide to do is how I actually want to have this run. Now that what I'm thinking is maybe this zone here, I'd have to move these guys over. That wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd have to move this guy over. If I did that, we need to have a little reflector there. And then we'd have a tube go through this little section. That should be fine as long as I could always move one of those. Okay, I think that's the plan. Just get the dupes to do their little bit of decorating. Actually, you know what? let's do that in the background while we're working on this. Actually, hold on, just give this a second. Make sure this cooling system is running up here. We could mop up that, but I don't think that's necessary since dupes are wearing their jet suits. Down in here, we've got some aluminum that we'll be getting out of that. All right, well, with that, let's, I guess maybe take this out. Take that out. A few other things. Probably should disable this guy for now. Like so. And I'll plan out the scientific renovation. Ooh, the fact that you can't actually do U-turns makes this a little bit more challenging than I thought it was going to be. But what I think I'm going to do is take out this. This is going to cause a little bit of ear-popped drums going on right there. Go around our little nature reserve. I guess I didn't have to move this over, but we'll put that back. And just making sure that the dupes are not able to get across this point right here, because red bolts will be shooting down. That does put the critters that go into here at risk now that I realize it. So maybe we'll actually have those doors all shut. And kick the pips out and other critters. Ooh, squash fries. Okay, so over on this asteroid, maybe keep digging down just a bit more. How are we doing up in space? Okay, still nothing of interest yet, but Explorer will continue on that mission. Might as well plant some of these since we've got them. So dupes will have to get that plastic. I wasn't thinking of doing heavy watt wire. Only reason I'm using that is because it's close. Otherwise I would have used, we've got the tech for conductive wire. But that's fine. 1.3 million makes me think maybe we are ready for another dupe. And I'm building anything that involves metal for the most part out of gold since I've got so much of it. Speaking of which, let's upgrade the floor in this little section with some gold. Make that a carpeted tile right at that entrance. In fact, you know what? Let's make the carpeted tile right there just for airflow. Being able to go up and down. How is airflow? A little, not the best in here. Wonder if we should do this in the Pips rooms. Do that priority, just to get some of that hydrogen out of the way. Now, in the short term, I have to remember, we are actually going to allow dupe access to go out unless I was smart and I cut the power. And don't turn that on until when I know the dupes can actually go out to a safe location where these tubes are. So this is going to allow me, what I'm thinking is this mid area or upper area. These will be the jet suits for that, but we've got to seal this off. So that only the jet suits or only space access can be accessed via this tube. I think I can, pretty sure I can get through conveyor lines. Yep. Okay, no problem there. Keep going up in this area. We throw in a little bit of insulation just along there. Okay, double check that we still have our laboratory intact. We kicked our pip out. Let's Put that automation line back in. Check on our experimental farm. Is everything growing? Looks like it is. It's almost kind of hard to tell whether this is under. I'm sure it looks like it's built, but almost at the same time looks like it's under construction just because it looks like a blueprint. Yeah, this is the one. I guess when it's clear, that's the under construction phase. A little bit of water there. Where would that go? Yeah, I'll do this type of thing. And I did take one of these out, thinking that I'd save room for our tube, but guess that's not needed. Never did get rid of that water. That's something we can worry about another day. Oh, and I didn't intend to get rid of the floor on that guy. Keep going up. And I'll ask for this to be dug out. Cause water to spill down. And the reason I'm putting in two, my thinking is sometimes one will be out and need to charge, and the dupe will be able to quickly grab the other one in that brief period. And I've got to choose a location somewheres up here. Actually put on the suits. As long as there's a background, maybe we'll keep going up. But I got to be careful about gas escaping, so we'll have to plan that out. Probably need some sort of liquid maybe to make that happen. We'll see. Deliver another suit. And if I'm going to need more jet suits, I know I've been producing steel, but should also ask for more jet suits then. 6 of those. Okay, loving the fact that I've got my jet suits, realizing if enough water goes down here, this critter's going to be at risk. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he could just stay up there. Probably not liking the heat very much. Throw him maybe over here. Making sure these guys don't trap themselves. That would not be good. Double check water's going down safely at that location. We need to dig through that material. Technically don't need that as wide as I have it. A little bit of water not going in intended location, but it's actually not going towards our base, so I'm not actually worried about it. We'll get up to this point, and then I need to briefly pause to figure out how I'm going to go from here safely out into space. See, some research could be done. What would potentially be useful coming up? See, high velocity. Yeah, we'll work on that. Research-wise, check on explore over here. That area is not complete yet. Another item to grab. Joya seed, why not? Got a couple spare cots. Watching calories continue to go up. 80,000 calories of meat. Okay, that's interesting. Is that because No one's in the kitchen area. Even though barbecue meat. Let's double check the priority. That's a little strange. Could maybe just chef and baker are on break. That's probably the case. Let's do that just in case. Not loving the carbon dioxide area up here though. Maybe we'll crack that open. Part of the problem maybe because carbon dioxide, well, as long as we keep these empty. Hold on. This is for, let's, I think we may have some sort of issue here. Where is our meat? Our meat's in here. But our meat is not making it into there. It's being built up. Something's wrong. Hold on. What is this for? This is for meal lace? I must have been experimenting on something with that. Over here, this is for, okay, sleet wheat. No, we no longer want that as a full thing of sleet wheat. That was the experimental farm. Okay, that is nice to empty, actually. This must be... This looks old, actually. This looks like food that we're pulling. I don't think we need to have dupes access food here anymore. I think this is just to take out... No. This guy here should doesn't need to put meat. I was thinking meat needs to go from here to here, but it should go directly. Is this thing filled with any meat? Oh, it is. Chef was on break. Okay, I just overthinking that. What may be beneficial is to have a second grill. We'll need light access. Take that, copy the same settings over there. So if Baker doesn't have anything to do over here, we can get to the dupes on that. But that only thing I'm realizing is food that's dropped here won't be picked up and put into here. Okay, let's pause. There's a chance I'm trying to solve a problem. It's not actually a problem, but we'll put in a second grill nonetheless with automation to be able to put the cooked meat and any of the other stuff. That seems to be a common door. In fact, it doesn't even need to be a door. Okay, enough distraction from the kitchen area. Let's look back here, just a few more tubes. We'll be up this section. Excellent, and I have not decided. I'm figuring the higher we go with the tubes before we go out to the jet suits, the better, because it'll just be more efficient in that way. Noticing number of these are blank. Did I may not have. Repair jet suits. No. Okay, that is important. Go check on Explore over here. I think it's a little deceiving when it says it doesn't have items. It may have some of the items. In this case, it would definitely have meat. Okay, and I think we are ready to plan this next section. So what I decided with, to start with, is we're going to have a little mechanized airlock right here. Just so that when I go out for this temporary part of the construction, we won't be losing as much gas. And then we'll figure out, I actually don't think we'll need an airlock once we get to the final location. Since we'll be able to have, I'm pretty sure gas doesn't leak between the transit tube crossing. I know it definitely separates rooms, such as right here. But we'll go with that assumption. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Okay, let's put in a few doors along this way. See, cobalt, it seems to be the main thing over on this asteroid. And nothing of interest that looks... Oh, there's still some tiles, I think, that can be viewed. Oh! Okay, yeah, I've not been managing this. Okay. Well. Okay, that is something I just completely ignored. All right, at least stress down to 31%. Has that had to... we losing any gas? We seem to be fine there. Temperature-wise, a little warm. Something we'll have to plan over time. With that thinking, let me just check here on our... Oh, we're out of lime. Get rid of that. How much steel do I have? 6 tons. I think we're fine for now. But what I will want is more lime so we can protect ourselves out in space on both asteroids. I wonder if I should actually make a lime production area, turn some of the fossil that we've collected in various places, turn that into some lime. It's these two guys. We want to dig under that, and we want to dig under there. A bit of fossil in here. Okay, we'll finish this first, and then I'll think before I finish today, possibly, or maybe tomorrow or next time, work on that. I never did take advantage of the pug lugs. So much to do. Always so much to do in oxygen not included. Never enough time. Okay, so with this, let's try this out. Go like directly up like this. This could be dangerous, but I am going to be standing by so that if we get any of this regolith fall down trap, the dupes, I'll know about it. Briefly go over here, but just make sure there's no fires other than, of course, the one that meteorites has caused. We can start to ask for the tube to continue on. I haven't decided exactly where that's going to stop. Maybe somewhere's like up here to that location. Making sure we don't actually... Oh yeah, this is what I was afraid of. And this is what I was very much afraid of. Okay. Excellent. Continuing the tube up a little bit higher. And I'd like to take you, as I find these guys, bring them down to this section. We'll put a higher priority for that. Oh, okay. No, technically not trapped, but still not ideal. And hopefully we don't have any meteorites anytime soon. Actually, for 2 things I should look at. First of all, is actually meteorite protection before I invest in building this. Number 1. And 2, I should also consider radiation. So let's take whatever this item is, and then we'll plan that section. Oh, Dreklet, egg, or pemmican. We'll take the eggs. And then I'll think about how I want to approach this. So now I've got some bunker tiles. Doing some of that higher priority, at least this little section here, just to beat the meteorites that may be on the way. Reason I'm putting it at this location is I want to be in the vacuum area, so if I get some of the hot material that potentially fall down here, we'll have a buffer, a vacuum buffer. I don't have such a thing over here, but I think at some point, hopefully I will. And we'll ask for a little bit of room to be dug out over here as well. How does that affect our... Gives us a little bit more radiation protection as well. I may, because mostly safe, 3, and it starts to go up. Wonder if I should actually what I'm going to need anyways, do this of igneous rock, is some regular tiles, which will just make it even more safe from a radiation perspective. Mine are tearing this place apart. Check our jet suits. I don't know if everyone's out or something happened there. Do that just in case. Looks like it's... Yeah, we just have a bunch of dupes up here. With that in place, let's add another layer. Just for even more radiation protection. We don't have to go up quite so high. What the risk could be is I could have dupes that are trapped. I think I've got an idea for an alarm for me if that happens. We'll get this much built and then we'll... Okay, let's check our radiation level. Mostly safe, under 10. I'm going to say should be fine with that. Actually, higher radiation here, mostly just because of that. Dupes will not be spending a little much time as they whip across that little guy. So what I might do is just insulate that little patch to keep the cold in on that side. Keep these guys nice and happy. And I haven't decided how many jet suits I want. I wonder if I should actually whip back just a little bit more. Let's check on a few things. Our pip stables all seem to be happy. What about the one that we modified down here? I see some pip eggs, but... Oh! Okay, we forgot this. Actually, you know what? There's 2 different types of eggs for that, isn't there? So it's probably easier to copy, paste that in. And that setting must not have been applied either. Okay, good thing to check that. Should see some eggs. Okay, what is going on here? We've got our pip eggs. This is saying if you were above 0, is the setting for here not correct? Oh, okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. The setting should be something along the lines of this. Below 10. Both here. Oh, okay. The pip stables were not in a healthy situation long term. Thankfully, I've noticed the issue. Okay, good. All right, and then back up here. A few more things to be done, and we'll move on. Notice this guy, so we'll take this guy, relocate him down in here. Okay, I think what are you? Oh, wrangling. That is completely fine. Okay, now it is jet suit planning time. I put in the plan for power. That has had me a little bit concerned about having a dupe trap. Imagine this situation. The dupe is able to take off their jet suit, but then there's not enough power. And I thought, well, maybe, and I'm hoping this is going to work. 2 things. I could put an alert here to see if a dupe hangs around here for a very long time. Or maybe it's just simply a matter of making sure I've got a manual generator. So worst case, we'll put this is a low priority task. But if they can't get down because there's not enough power, they'll have that as an option. Hoping not to be in a situation of being out of power. Speaking of which, Let's come back over here, destroy some of these so we can. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it such that we don't get carbon dioxide in here, but you know what? Let's not worry about it too much. Destroy these doors. Technically, I'll know I'm only losing a little bit of stalled carbon dioxide, not the end of the world. So heavy watt wire line going in from all the way down here. Going through the base, using some gold with, whoa! What happened? Oh, because this had to be replaced. There was a little bit of a leak. Okay, maybe I should have mopped that up before we went in here. Before stress gets too bad, let me ask for this whole area to be mopped up. What a mess. Might as well do that. Not too much liquid. Let's just leave that alone. All right, so rip these down. Move that over there. Forgot that I was actually planning on doing a similar thing in here, so put in a door there. We're also going to need to take up the petroleum line, but that shouldn't be too hard. What else will we need? Oxygen. Oxygen will need to go up there. But let's make sure I didn't miss any water. I think we're okay. Okay, come back over here then. Put in door along that way. How is the hydrogen level actually? Decent, a little bit higher. I think it was around 3 last time. Now it's above 4 or 4,000. A bit of a gunky radiation, nuclear waste. Uh-oh. And we've got 2 separate oxygen systems. One that is not in use right now, so I might actually put the one that's not in use to supply oxygen up here. Another one of these critters. Won't we target having them sent into here? And this is basically just free meat slowly over time. At some point, if I block this off, I can actually get rid of this. So the idea is the dupes will be able to go in this direction to access space. We'll need to continue to block this off this way. Maybe with a trap door in case I'm like, okay, help these. Well, actually, technically, if they got into problems, they wouldn't be able to get down. And yeah, because there's no fire pole. I think I'm going to not bother with emergency fire pole. We'll see how this works long term. I might just put in one more tile there, just so that when the dupes spend the time going up, they've got an extra little bit of radiation protection. Oh, I don't think we can, because I to keep that available for going like that. That's fine. Could always do that. All right, first jet suit dock in place. Figure we might as well use some metal tiles here. What else? So we'll have a petroleum. We'll have get the power going up there. Let's take this guy out. Put in some doors so I can slowly add some pips over time, just to make sure we stay on top of producing hydrogen. Need to put that tile in. Oh, miner. Wait, okay, hold on. First of all, that's because this is not actually connected. Hold on. I'll need to make that a lower priority, but for the meantime, disable that. Are you up here with out a suit? How did you do that? How did Miner do this? Miner is up. How did you get up here? There's no like drop off spot yet for them to be able to get in this terrible mess. Huh. And we have no... How did this happen? Is there any jet suit in the area? How does this work? If I click on jet suit, does it find me the close? I doubt that's the closest one. Is there an... I'm confused. Very much confused. Like, and worried at the same time. Oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's take out off the suit and see if I can get that dupe to deliver. I want the actual suit. Durability, 58. Bring that up to miner. Let's not build that yet. Oh my goodness. Or if we could supply the other option, is we could supply power. In fact, Explorer was Miner was trying to generate power, but there's no battery on the line. It'd be unsafe. But if we did this, that might give us enough power, right? Okay, and let's disconnect this. Take that out. Oh, they probably... Okay, they probably get to... There must have been an initial charge. In fact, I can see it. There was an initial charge. I didn't disable these. That's how miner get up there. And just notice that there's a little piece of water. Okay. What I should have done, just to make it clear, is cut that right there for now. Put that in place. Let's re-enable this. Actually, hold off. Maybe that doesn't make sense yet. Damage, is that... oh, that's electrical circuit stuff. That yeah, that makes sense. We very much overloaded that, but that was worth it to save miner. Put that in place. Go across there. Now we're gonna be losing our gas, but we're gonna seal this up soon anyway. Realizing the dupes can't fly back and forth just the moment. All right, so let me think. Where do we go next? Do we have our power? Not exactly. Now we do. So now dupes can technically get up and down. Well, I don't want them to yet, so we're going to keep that cut. And I've got to, I guess, do the petroleum and oxygen next. Next part of this should be easy. We're taking a insulated line to this petroleum and visiting all these stations up here. And of course, an oxygen line, double check that I actually have that connected to the new one, since we have two separate oxygen systems able to be consumed down here. Then maybe, oh, just notice this guy, not that we're in a rush, but once he becomes accessible, it can go into that room. And I've got to find some Saturn critter traps. Relocate the first one down in here. What is with these? Ah. Okay, maybe I should up the priority to a 5 for that. Okay, check on Explorer on that one later. Dig out a little bit of copper ore just in case we're short in the area, though I suspect we probably have a lot. Yeah, that should take care of the amount of copper, I would think. Ah, really? Trap my dupes. Haha. Oh, I thought that was up for the critter. It was just mine or someone. Okay, explore. Why are you not harvesting? That's a priority 5. Okay, let's check their priorities. Explore. Farming. Okay. That would explain it. This would definitely cut down our hydrogen production. See, idleness in here might be because... Oh. Do we have a problem with our jet suits? Our dupes are able to get around an alternate way? I don't see it. For some reason, I'm having to do this. Oh. What happened there? What? Oh. Ah, okay, I connected into the wrong line. That's annoying. Okay, let's destroy that little section. Let's do this type of thing. So we can let that drain out. We'll reestablish that little section. Mop up, because dupes are technically walking with their feet in that little area. Still don't see Explorer doing anything down there. That could be on break. Okay, good. With that, let's cut that. Rebuild that there. A little section that's not in slate. Oh yeah, I'll switch that over. And I'll ask for some suits to be delivered up here. Will be needed eventually. And decided upon 6. Oh, new planetoid. Let's go out and look at that. Okay. Bernito. We want niobium. We'll be able to go. Actually, that's not too far away. More stuff to be mopped up. Oh, goodness. Just realizing, too, dupes can't get into this zone. So I blocked them off a long time ago. Never actually took that out of that way. Buddy Bud Seed, that's actually nice. I like having a few spare of those. Just going to make a priority 6. Get that little section built at the top so I can seal it off. We have our petroleum not yet up here. Realizing that petroleum is being supplied from that. Or is it? Oh yeah, that's going, that's Explorer's line. So we need to keep feeding that so Explorer can keep going around. And there we are. Okay, so all Saturn critter traps back up functioning. If we've got Tame Pip, we do. Move that. I'm probably going to have to give them the skill. I suspect. Explorer on critter ranching. Let's look at some of the other dupes. Veterinarian. Give you that scientist. Gonna leave you alone, plumber, though. Okay, work out that, Mick. And biologist. What should let's give biologist a little bit more strength. An artist. Demolition, maybe. Yeah, let's do that. So hopefully we'll get another Saturn critter trap today. And I'm just wondering, do we have everything we need? Other than, I know we need cooling. Just curious. Let's put in a door here. In case I'm in an emergency, I can just get it opened. Some jet suits being provided. Petroleum making its way in. We've got power access. Okay, we'll put in this door and then we'll move on to the next section. Oxygen. Is that coming up? Oxygen also making its way up. And I'm just going to build this with the idea that I'm going to lock it. But just as emergency, we'll have that. Okay, well with this, I've got the cooling system. We need to give this a little bit of time, but maybe we'll have, yeah, the cooling system will take some time. Hopefully by the time the cooling system is done, we will have oxygen, petroleum ready to go so we can test this. This project definitely should be long enough to actually allow oxygen and petroleum to load into those. Oh. Okay, we caused an infinite loop. Did not notice. Think. Oh, yeah. From here to here, these eggs are going in an infinite loop. We don't want that. I think I'll just replace this door with some tiling. That should fix that. Put that in place. Actually, I'm curious. Pretty sure, yeah. Mesh tile would also do that. Plus preventing some hydrogen from accumulating in this little corner. Plus making sure the pips don't escape. Okay, one pip got out, but you know what? Not the end of the... Oh, I see. Okay. Let me think. Yeah, that has solved that situation. So got some pipes going up here, turning, going up here, and going up here. We never did get that critter moved. Like to know that we can start to produce just a little bit more hydrogen there, Explorer. Awesome. Moderate wounds for Explorer, really? Let's see. What was the benefit that we've given standard dupe? Super dry. Yeah, I was hoping that they healed faster. That's not the case. Just as out of a precaution, let's send Explorer back so they can visit the hospital. I think this is the first time I'm going to be having to do visit a hospital. They're not going to do that just yet because they're on break. Great. And we've got stung a target. So he was probably stung too. I don't think we need that guy. Wonder if I should... Oh, we get a bunch of them. Great. They could have actually stung these guys. Oh, yeah. It was the critter that was stung. And carbon dioxide not in this... Well, not enough of it, I think. Okay, watching them carefully. Since they're not feeling the best, check on things here. These dupes should definitely be busy for a while. Digging was done up here. Glad to see that. Teleport, explore. Oh, and now I didn't realize too, they're teleporting in such a location that they don't have the bill. Oh, goodness. Forget about that. Okay, they actually can't get to the... Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Hold on, pause. Make that priority. Not only that, but... And can they even get... Okay, they can. As long as we can get them that far. Explorer can get back. To the hospital, to the hospital. Probably by the time they get there. Oh my goodness. What is going on in here? That it. Colony achievement. Which one was that? Oh, down the hatch. Okay. Down the hatch has been complete. Let's stop burning metal then. Even have that as a stable anymore. Okay, down the hatch, done. These smooth critters take so long to attack. Poor old Explorer. Had to come back to this base. I shouldn't have let the knits to be printed. We really didn't need them. Though I don't think that's why they're injured. Let's look at the overall temperature. Decent, decent. But no one is helping out with that base. Moderate wounds, really? Oh, a little bit of water. Crying on the floor. Double checked. I've actually... Oh, igneous rock. How did that happen? There's much more sandstone in the area. Make sure no one's trapped up here somehow. So I'm putting in radiant pipes along this way. Making this out of lead. I probably could have afforded the gold, to be honest. Oxygen levels still flowing there. Oh, okay. Never thought. Actually, maybe this is a good reason. I was gonna say that I've got more than one of these, but this guy literally just blocked off both of them at the same time. That is definitely a good reason for getting this guy out. These guys are a risk to my dupes and my sanity. Explorer. Feeling a little bit better now. If I want to send them back, they're going to be wearing a jet suit up to this point. So I have to now remember to tell them to take that off. So extra work for me now. That nuclear waste is just not going to go anywhere. I can tell. Okay, so initially, I don't think cooling is going to be an issue, though I do see meteorites must have landed because there's some heat. Otherwise, where would that come from? Since these guys are obvious risk now. Anytime I see them, I'm going to tell them, oh, there's a bunch. I'm happy there's a bunch on the one hand because that's meat, but on the other hand, they could be trapping my dupes in a very dangerous location. How many are in here? Because if there's less than 40, I should just be able to do a mass, or not harvest, 40. And how many are in there at the moment? To critter count. There's 14. So as long as there's less than 6, you know what? If it gets maxed out, we'll just switch to doing it the other way, which it may happen. Okay, let's see how this works. I'm going to tell Explorer, if you're, must be better by now. Now, there's two parts to this. One is I'd like them to get their jet suit off before they teleport, but two, I'll have to repopulate this. Oh, unless they get there faster than I can. Will this work? Hold on. Curious. Nice. Okay, teleport Explorer. Did that pip ever? Okay, they did. Nice. Let's grab another Saturn critter trap. Put that down there. And we now may be short one of these. So we'll click, click, click. So, yeah, the dupes can't get there. So yeah, this is why this door was in place. Because okay, I am gonna have to keep my eye on this. Or mining equipment. Maybe that is that's gonna be the key. Oxygen levels seem to have done their thing. That's good. Okay, while the dupes are working on that, let's plan this out then. If I put that guy right there, worried about the heat, so instead of a vacuum, we could rely on just insulated tiles too. But this guy does produce heat, so we have to remember to add that. Switch to gold. Go up, in and out. Make sure that has some power. I'm also realizing that's going to mine out all of this equipment as well, which is not really what I intended. But we did this. Another critter. Okay. The more critters like this we can get out of the way, the safer it's going to be for my dupes later on. Okay, we missed that guy. We may be at our max. Storing. Critter drop off. No! What happened? What happened? Did we... somehow, I don't know whether a dupe just put the critter out of it. They just went on break at this location, and this guy spit out some... Oh my goodness, it's annoying. Let's try this. Ah, you know what? I need to think about the next move. So I think I can just ask for some get over here too. Just about wrangling. No, we don't need to wrangle you. Pip there. Oh, this could cause all kinds of headaches. You know what I might have to do? I might have to get some of the other dupes that have capacity to do ranching for us. Farmer already has that. Who else? Maybe science. Mech. I'd hate to get veterinarian. You obviously have that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Scientists checking out the virtual planetarium while everyone has to do some rank. Okay, now the other thing, realizing I didn't have those guys selected, so that's important. And let's do the cheval. And let's make that priority 9. So that once they're wrangled, someone picks them up really quickly. Otherwise, we're just going to be doing this forever. Which I do not want. And I probably need to up the priority of the wrangles too, don't I? Wrangle. Oh my goodness. More mess, more mess. I suspect that was because someone dropped the critter off right there. And as soon as that critter got out, it spit out. It must have had some dirt before it was picked up. And it just created a whole unfortunate set of events. Maybe in the future I need to have a double door rather than just a single layer of doors. Just to be safe. Made a mess. Oh. Miner. Miner again. Has a jet suit. Oh. Okay, there's some risks. There's some risks to my dupes. Okay. That's going to cause a mess when I could actually tell them. What if I did this? It would make them fall faster. Oh. Oh, but they can jump over. Okay, good. Let's just put that there for safety in future. One there, one there. Oh. Unfortunately, maybe have to. So this hasn't been smooth, but we're getting there. Okay. Low oxygen, so I'm going to not get the transit tube access allowed just yet. Realizing the dupes are going to have to hold their breath from here to here, though. That may not work out. In which case, I'll need to do a refactor. See if we've got any other tame pips ready to help us out. We do. More steel being put in. Mining equipment now going off. Okay, so that is out of stuff to cut, except for if those little critters, in fact, speaking of those critters, any more roaming around? I see one in here. Wrangle you. Oh, another one. Ah, wrangle. What a mess. What a mess. Wrangle. Tile down there. I think I'm pretty much going to end as soon as this is in place. Okay, let's just, again, do the construction priority, and then we'll call it a day. A messy day, but a day. So the only thing I think that I might have wrong with my setup is I probably should have an oxygen area in here with a dip down, double dip. Actually, no, we wouldn't need a double dip down, will we? Just need a single. Maybe there is enough time to do that. And then I'll finish for the day. I am going to keep in this system. I did not consider that until I saw that the shovel caused a bit of pain. We haven't gotten rid of all of them yet. But if I did that, we would need some sort of ceiling. Let's just get the cooling line going, and then we'll conclude with wrapping this into an oxygen area. Because I don't think it's a good idea to let dupes in here. Especially if they're going to be stuck for a short period of time. They could run out of oxygen really quickly. So definitely do that today. Let's go back over this asteroid. To not get lucky with that pip. Do we have more eggs? Okay, still waiting for more eggs to populate those stables, so I might not take any more just yet. Okay, and let's... Okay, so we don't have our cooling flowing just yet. Probably need to connect that down here, I guess. So that should be going up. Up. We'll see if that confirm that goes around, and I'll work on the next section. A little bit of oxygen in this area. So the more I plan this out, the more I realize it's a little bit more complicated. First of all, I want to push some oxygen in, but if we do get dupes in here, and they are going to be dupes without suits, even if it's a short amount of time, that means there's going to be carbon dioxide. So it's not just a matter of making sure that we've got oxygen in, we need to have carbon dioxide out. Now with that, I figure we'll have easily enough, maybe mesh tile right here, maybe a few other locations, but that also means that we have hydrogen coming up. And with hydrogen coming up, we need some sort of pump like this. So it just kind of goes on and on. But I think we'll be able to get it. That does mean we need to have a hydrogen line going down now that I think about it. Okay, so we'll have this guy maybe just connect directly like so. Why don't we do the steel first if we can? Give ourselves that protection. And then we'll have a vacuum in between. So if we have any of the hot stuff land, we won't have to worry about it so much. Little piece of steel. We'll get that out hopefully before we seal that up. All right. Water's going to be an issue. Once the dupes walk out of the transit tube access. How's the cooling line going? Is that at least going through? That looks like it's flowing fine. And we're relying on the cooling system down here for that to run. Let's see that at total efficiency though. Oh, it might just be waiting for that to catch up. And we did disconnect this because I thought it was full, but now that we need to put that back. Double checking that's polluted water. Don't think that's actually connected. Yeah, that's just pure polluted water. Won't we do this? There we go. Okay, so we need to look for hydrogen then. Make this out of gold just to be safe. Starvation. Okay, chef. Should be able to find their food. Let's see if that's actually a different asteroid. No, it's just before, so let's close that off. Let's see if there's any pips around. Explorer is looking for something to do. I'll do some stuff to keep them busy. Just notice for Explorer, I'm going to get them to rip this down since area is complete. We're going to close this guy here. But let's do, I didn't even notice that we've got this. This could be an upgrade for us to have. Ah, look at that. Do we need a floor? Hold on. Explore. It would be nice if they got us better health. Get us out of the jam that we were in before. Complete the process. What do we get? Ah, regenerative trait. Plus 20 health each cycle. That is going to be nice. Maybe that will make it such that we won't need to send Explorer to a hospital in the future. Take that out. We can get rid of that as well. Make sure that we haven't trapped them from being able to get back. I think we're good. Going back over here. What are we? Where were we? I think we were doing the hydrogen detection. Gas element sensor. Put that right there with a buffer. Making that out of gold since we're just getting more and more gold as time goes on. What about aluminum? We think we've got aluminum volcano. That's also growing too. That's nice to see. Wrangle you. Another guy over here. Let's go see if there's a big mess. Did I see? Oh no, it was a hatch. Okay, seems to be contained from what I can see. And how many do I have? 14. Oh, 14 out of 40. Yeah, we've got lots of room to expand in there, don't we? Okay, so what I need to do is set you to hydrogen. Do 120. Make sure that has some power. So that takes care of the hydrogen situation. We're going to be leaking gas unless we get this built. Figure we'll make this, fill this with petroleum. losing our vacuum at that location. It must have been one of those little critters. Oh. I don't know that the dupes can actually pull him out unless we dig that out open. I'm just going to ask for a bunch of digging. You know what? We'll do that later. No, that'll be... let's get this... We might as well build this first so we can start to utilize the tubes. There we are. Someone should be coming in to pick him up. Maybe, or maybe I need to dig there, I'm not sure. Now we need to re-wrangle, unfortunately. Okay, let's go grab this item. No more nets. We're done with those. Over explore here. We've got nothing else to do. We might as well do a bunch of mining. Why can that not be accessed? Hold on. Where's explore? Where is explore? Maybe that's saying that just because they're on break and there's no dupe that can... Okay, let's not worry about that just now. Stop wrangling critters in the dirt. Okay, I think maybe we could seal this off, ideally with that critter gone first. The other thing that we need is this system right here. So the dupes actually know to take on and off their suit. Okay, critter moved. Let's get that wall taken care of. That's mostly so the gas doesn't escape up this way. Have we done it? Maybe. Should also probably vent some of the gas. That. Right that, or can we do that a little bit lower? Yeah, we can do that right there instead. Can cut that now. Get rid of that. Maybe we have something. And I'm going to finish on a quick test to see whether this works. And the next time we'll see whether it actually works more medium term. But a lot of time to get to this point. Much longer than I thought it was going to be honest. But what I'm hoping this is going to pay off in the sense of now that I'm doing space exploration, dupes will use the tube to get up and down instead, having to fly up. Saving hopefully a little bit of time. But I do want to see it in practice. Before that though, let's lock this door. A little bit of, oh, some ice. Let's just grab a little bit of ice that's there. And did you come up here with the tube somehow? Whoa, how did that happen? This is disconnected. What? What? I just want to move some of the ice out of the way, but I don't understand how that was allowed to happen. Well, that's weird. That's weird. I'll connect that so scientists can go back. Let's enable this. Make that lower priority. Some crushed ice. Let's move that out of the way. Just that we don't, otherwise we'll have to keep mopping up. Put in a mesh tile there for carbon dioxide to go down. Let's look at the air. Got oxygen in here. And we've got it enabled from this perspective, right? No, I think we got it powered up. So there's that. Okay, so if I gave the command to like dig, 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 wrangle, will the dupe, okay, there we are. Door's locked. Do some digging out in this direction. Nice. So the nice thing about this is the dupes can go from here. Oh, and we've got, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on? That is a lot of mess. Where is that coming from? I was just about to finish, but apparently I cross-connected something with a cooling line. I could tell because that's starting to drain out. But can I see where? Okay, let's isolate it first of all. That is supposed to be the input. Oh my goodness. That needs to be drained. I think the easiest thing to do is just to connect it maybe to this line. We'll flood it out. Okay, so that is, oh my goodness. Let's get this built first. See, a little bit of damage in here. Lots has to be mopped up, unfortunately. Okay, let's disconnect that. Oh my goodness. Okay, disconnect this there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We get any polluted water in there? We did. Okay, let's just get that drained out. We need to isolate where that happened. Okay, so that takes that gets it out. So here's our water line coming in. Smash that one. You just made me make a mess. Okay, Miner. You are in a tube. I didn't realize they actually stopped when they made a mess in the middle of a tube. I guess we've lost our washroom. Maybe. Yeah, we did. In that short period. Okay. Connector water line connect. Oh, this one's going to be critical. Going in. Maybe we'll do this temporarily. Was that the culprit right there? Might have been. So the two electrolyzers above our oxygen pumps are not running. They'll be running soon. I think the way I had this set up was this was going to supply stuff if there was nothing else. Kind of like working that way instead. And it's oh. Okay, so polluted water is coming down and in, but that should be fine because we're treating it. No. No, we are not. We are not. Oh. I see. I see. We need to do this type of thing. All right. A little bit of planning, and that is enough for today. My thinking is the easiest thing is probably just to route this water system, go through these water sieves here. So maybe I should cut that off. Dupes, if you could quickly put in these few pipes, be appreciated. So we need to jump over, and I really should have done more of this type of thing. And unfortunately, this is going to result in lots of mopping up. So we're still got polluted water in the line. We'll let that go since we're going to be filtering it. We should stop seeing new stuff go in. Should only see clean polluted water now. Mahat, you must have been mentioning this. I missed that at the beginning of the episode. Finally came back to bite me. Okay, let's see. This is going to be sending these in, but they're not actually. A little bit of polluted water. That one in a bit of annoying location. What do I do? That is actually going to cause this potentially to bust. That's not fun. Once this drains out and it's just clean water, I think we're nearly there. We'll put some of it back. If I want to get petroleum, I will. Oh, and we get. There's petroleum. There's polluted water. Oh, I understand why. Because this went through, and this way this machine works is if you send it polluted water, it just puts it out as it is. No. It's a pump over here that is exposed. A little bit of polluted water. Nah. All right. That's going to cause some issues up into this machine, which I can see it has, causing a little bit of damage. I might just let it wear itself out. Okay. I think we can just live with a limiting little bit of damage there. What do I need to do? This has been reestablished. That's been reestablished. This has not. That needs to be reconnected. That would need to be reconnected. Our cooling line is not being repopulated. That's what I kind of thought, that the problem was related to that, because that got drained out. So we got to fix that. So polluted water going through there. That's not how this was intended to be. This was intended to be more like this. So we'll make that change. Make this change. Okay, polluted water slowly going through the system once again. Okay, everything fine. I think we may be fine. If there's something to fix, I'm going to deal with it next time. But the main thing is, oh yeah, there was, oh, hey, that problem just sorted itself out. That does not, thank you. Well, I'll take this as a last action. And let's just look quickly. Make sure there's no dupes stuck up here, though there is a little bit of water. So I will do, oh, actually, you know what? Let's test the meteorites quickly. Getting protection. Not quite what I had intended, how I intended this to work, actually. What I should have done, and will do, if I've got enough steel. Getting a little bit low, but I will do this type of thing. That way we can make this just regular material. Smash that, smash that. But I think that we'll leave that for next time. All right, thanks for watching. Much longer than I took, but now that I've got this, some of the things I can do in space, I'm hoping I'll be able to do much quicker. All right, it's Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Till next time.